Hello Bookish friends, welcome to another Bookish discussion video. In honor of March Mystery Madness, I will talk about my journey as a dedicated mystery reader. When I decided to do a Bookish talk video about March Mystery Madness, I thought I should do a video about why I love reading mystery books. And when I asked myself this very important question of why I love mystery books, I actually came up with almost nothing. This question was like asking me why I like reading books, and I realized that reading mystery books is embedded in my reading journey so much that I could come up with no significant reason other than I enjoy them very much. So I decided to talk about this integration of mystery books with my reading journey. As a reader, I always liked a good mystery. As a child, I liked reading mystery series and also individual mystery books. I distinctly remember reading two mystery series by Enid Blyton being my favorite, Secret 7 series and Famous 5 series. Of course, I read them in Turkish because I did not know English when I was in elementary school. I remember reading the books in the series and then talking about them with my brother. And I also really liked the books in which you choose your own adventures. It is not a straight up mystery, but the mystery of whether I will survive in such an environment or I will die kept me reading those books with a passion actually. When I started middle grade, I also started learning English. I discovered a mystery series in my library with the recommendation of the librarian, which was a Nancy Drew mystery series. And I remember reading them back to back. I think there were about 25 of them in my library at that time. And I remember reading them all in a very short time. And my childhood dream at that time was to become a teenage detective like Nancy Drew. So she could be one of my earliest role models in life. And in the same years, when I was like 11 or 12 years old, one of my childhood friends had an accident and broke her leg. I spent almost the entire summer of that year visiting her because she couldn't go out, as well as having a lifelong friend from that summer. I also acquired the love of a great mystery writer, Agatha Christie. My friend's parents had this wonderful library full of Agatha Christie books. I remember going back to my house and reading them in 1 or 2 days. And with this love of Agatha Christie, I started searching for adult mystery series. And found some really good classical authors. One of them was Ellery Queen, and I read plenty of works by Ellery Queen when I was 13 or 14 years old. And then I started high school and I discovered romance books. And as a teenage girl, it was inevitable that I would be hooked to romantic books. Even in that genre, I preferred reading historical romantic suspense books. And in the university years, I cannot say that I took a break from reading, but I read less because as an architectural student, because I was doing drawings all the time, I did not have much time or energy to read many books. But the ones I read were still mystery or thriller books. I discovered Dan Brown books at that time, for example. And I also read Ahmet Ümit books, who is the most famous mystery writer in Turkey, and his books are also translated to English. So the few books that I read were mostly mystery and thriller again. After the university, I discovered Agatha Christie again, but this time In English, I joined a library in university, and there were many books from Agatha Christie, and I lent them all in one summer again. So so this was the second time that I had a summer of Agatha Christie. And in those years after the university, I started reading again, but this time I was more interested in classics, with the exception of Agatha Christie. But I always really did like TV series with detectives, so my love for mystery was fulfilled in that way. And in 2016 I discovered BookTube, and I started watching BookTube for I think 2.5 years. And in that time I read in many genres, because I was introduced to many books that I did not know existed actually. I can say that even though I read in almost every genre, my comfort genre was always mystery or romance. Today, after joining BookTube for 2.5 years, I say that mystery is definitely one of my top 3 genres, with romance and historical fiction. But I have to say, my favorite subgenres in historical fiction and romance are heavily influenced by the mystery. For example, I always like a historical fiction with a mystery in it. Likewise, romantic suspense along with historical romance is one of my 2 favorite subgenres of romance. To sum it up, I can say that the mystery genre has been a part of my reading life since the day I learned to read. And even though I call myself an eclectic reader who actually reads in every genre possible, mystery was and will be the most significant genre that defines me as a reader. So please comment down below, were you also a fan of middle grade mystery books when you were a child? If you're a new viewer, first of all, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye! As for Turkish word of the day, since we talked about suspense so much, I thought suspense should be the word of the day. Suspense means kuşku in Turkish, and kuşku is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day.